he will not be available. So it's for me it's a pity because it's he go to the national team with pain. He train nothing with the national team. He get painkillers for playing. They 3 goals in every match. They have 3 goals ahead. He played 79 and 73 minutes against Bulgaria. Between the matches, he doesn't train, or he didn't train. And this is not to taking care about players. This is not. I think Spain, they have the best team in the world, best players in the world. In every position, they are unbelievably good. So maybe also when we want to take care about players, about young players, it's like that, doing this. So this is what I can say, and I'm really sad.
I don't mean to brag or anything, like I'm not here trying to say that I'm right and you're wrong. The reason why I'm going to bring this up is because I know exactly how international breaks do go. I just know that a lot of sacrifices do need to be made for many of the players to be available for their international teams. Like for example, I have said before the international break that I don't want any of our Barcelona players to go into international break, and I was called selfish for that. Many were saying, Kevin, you're selfish. Like I don't understand why you think in this way. Like how is that even reasonable? Well, I say that because of things like this. I say that because I know that a lot of these players that go on international duty, they go over there to play those games and they may not be 100% fit. And if they are, they come back injured. That is just the reality. That is just the math that has been playing out over the past 4 years. And that is why I continue to say I don't want any Barcelona players to go on international duty. I don't want any of our Barcelona players who are Spanish to go play under Luis de la Fuente. Now, I know once again that it sounds kind of unreasonable and unrealistic to say such things, but I want you guys to understand my message. I just don't trust our players going on international break because it's highly likely that they might come back injured. Lamine Yamal is ruled out. Lamine Yamal is no longer going to play against Valencia, and that is because of his groin pubis discomfort. It is an injury that he had to go through during the international break. And here's the thing, it got even worse, and that is only because the Spanish Federation gave Lamine Yamal some painkillers so he does not feel the groin discomfort while he's playing for the Spanish national team. And Hansi Flick has been furious about this. Like he was like, you are forcing my player to go play even though he's injured, and you're just gonna bring him back to me without being fit at all. Like Hansi Flick was furious. I'm telling you guys, this is what he said. No, he will not be available. It's a shame. He went to the national team in pain, played, and was given painkillers to play. Spain has the best players in every position. It would be worth taking care of the young players. I'm sad about this situation, and because of this also does mean that Lamine Yamal is doubtful for the match against Newcastle, which is going to be our first Champions League match. So Flick is obviously angry. He is, and if you look at his body language, his facial expressions, he just seems fed up because we have already been dealing with a lot of injuries so far this season. Frenkie is injured, Gavi is injured, Alejandro Balde is injured, many players are injured, and so now we're gonna have to add Lamine Yamal onto the list. Hansi Flick also explained that while he was over there, he did little to no training with the Spanish national team, and that should already tell you that he should not be a player that should be playing there and should not be there in the first place. If you can't even compete during the training sessions, why are you playing the games? So it does seem forceful on what Luis de la Fuente did here. He's like, okay, I know that you might be a little injured, I know that you can't even train with your teammates, but you're still gonna have to play. Just take some painkillers. That is so irresponsible. He played 73 minutes against Bulgaria and 79 minutes against Turkey. 2 matches that, yes, were World Cup qualifying games, but he did not need to play for that long. If you're at the very least gonna force him, just take him out after 45 minutes. They even won those 2 games in a very comfortable manner. Like they won Bulgaria 3-0 and then Turkey 6-0. So why keep Yamal until the 79th minute? And Flick responded lastly with this: this is not taking care of the players. Now, over the past 4 years, between the years of 2021 through 2025, we have had 14 injuries over the past 14 breaks. That is averaging 1 injury per break. Sometimes there's 2 injuries per break. And one of the most devastating cases that we have had over the past 4 years was back on September 2022. We had 4 players injured during that international break, with Araújo returning with an injury. Surgery was required, by the way. Koundé also returned with an injury. He had a thigh problem. Memphis Depay also returned with an injury. He had a hamstring strain. train against Poland. Frenkie de Jong also returned with another injury. We fast forward to November 2023. We all know what happened on that month with Gavi playing against Georgia, got an ACL injury, a game that did not even matter, but forced to play the full 90 minutes. Again, I'm not trying to like give out this impression that, you know, I hate Luis de la Fuente and that Luis de la Fuente needs to go out or something like that. I'm not that type of person. I just think that overall, there needs to be better transparency. There needs to be better communication. There needs to be better conversations between the Spanish national team, FC Barcelona, and Lamine Yamal. Let all of them have a conversation, a reasonable discussion on what's actually going on and how do we move forward. Because right now it just seems like Lamine Yamal is hiding an injury, or the Spanish national team is hiding from whatever they want to do with Yamal and not speaking to FC Barcelona. And it leaves Barcelona in the middle of like nowhere, not having a damn clue on what to do because they're not even given information in the first place. Reoccurring victims over the past 4 years was Pedri, by the way. Overplayed back in 2021, playing 73 matches in 1 year, including the Euros and the Olympics. Now, obviously, Pedri is much more consistent than ever before, but we don't want Lamine Yamal to go through that and get injured 2 or 3 times a season. There's no way. He's only 18 years old. Have we not learned from our mistakes? Have we not learned that if you overuse a player, eventually that player is gonna like tax out? I'm sorry, but that's just how it is. Araújo keeps getting injured over and over again, right? Another reoccurring victim. Hamstring injury, thigh issue. Fermin Lopez, right? Some recent cases. He got injured back on September 2024, playing with the Spanish under-21 team. Lamine Yamal and Alejandro Balde have also been recent cases. This is a huge problem for the club, and missing stars like Gavi, Balde, Yamal does destabilize Flick's rotations and his sporting plans. It also makes us much weaker in La Liga, in the Champions League as well. So I believe that in the end, Lamine Yamal's incident is not like a very special case or it's a isolated incident. No, this covers basically everything that is wrong with modern football today. It's a systematic problem. It's the fact that these players and these youngsters are getting overused, playing too many games. National teams are overusing young stars, forcing them to play. The fact that they saw their own player Gavi go through an ACL injury and be out for a year, and then going on a year later to Lamine Yamal and saying that, you know, you have a groin injury, but you can take some painkillers. What the hell is that, bro? The clubs pay the price in the end because of their form, because of finances. They still have to pay for the players regardless whether they're out for a year or not. It ruins our long-term plans, and now we're facing a squad crisis as we head towards the match against Valencia and Newcastle. Luckily for us, I don't know if you guys know, but Marc Bernal has returned. He has been given the green light. He will be playing. That's really, really good news, but obviously we would like to have all of our players available. Now, what does that say for the next 2 or 3 matches at the very minimum? How should we line up against Valencia and maybe even potentially Newcastle? And I do think that our best starting 11 that we could have would be looking something like this, with Joan Garcia in goal, Koundé, Eric Garcia, Kubarsi, and Gerard Martin at the back, with Pedri and Casado in the double pivot positions. So as you can see, it's the exact same defensive line and defensive midfield line that I have explained from the previous video. But in the attack, this is where things have to switch up. I think that Rafinha is going to take on the right wing position, Ferran Torres as the number 10, with Marcus Rashford on the left wing position, and then Lewandowski as the striker. And the reason why I say this is because, first of all, the last time we saw Dani Olmo play in the number 10 position, he was very underwhelming, not really giving out too much. And I think that a player like Ferran Torres needs to continue to play because he deserves it. And Ferran Torres knows how to play on the number 10 position way better than Rafinha. We have seen him in positions like this. So I think that with Rafinha going back to his original position from Leeds, it makes a lot of sense. And that makes room for a player like Marcus Rashford, a player that we have signed on loan, right? So let's give him some time and let's give him some chances. And then you have another firepower star like Lewandowski who can guarantee you more goals. If we have 2 goal scorers like Ferran Torres and Lewandowski in the starting 11 with Marcus Rashford and Rafinha making those crosses, making those through passes, we can get through a lot. I also believe that it's going to be high time for Rooney Bardi. He's also another player that we have signed, struggled to register as well. Even though he only cost 2 million euros, Rooney Bardi is going to have more time to showcase why he can be reliable on the right wing position. We could see Rooney Bardi get implemented maybe on the last 20 to 25 minutes, and we'll see what he does against Newcastle. It's going to be very, very interesting. I have always seen Rooney Bardi in the winning squad during the training sessions. Like, I always see him there. I've also heard a couple of sources claiming that Rooney Bardi has impressed a lot and that he works hard, that he is a natural leader. So let's see it. Let's see Rooney Bardi step up. Could he do something? I'm very, very, very enthusiastic and excited about what he could bring on the field. But that is it, right? It's a shame, but I hope that Lamine Yamal recovers quickly. That is going to be wrapping up today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.